10th, 2022 here at the live show. We're live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We've got Chris Ruffalo and Brian Bittler with us today for our live show. And, of course, a lot of action going on. We had the NBA last night. The Celtics turning back the Bucks after the Bucks looked to be in control of that game. We had the Warriors beating the Grizzlies. Boy, I got absolutely hammered in the YouTube comments for my it wasn't even my pick. It was the betting tools pick. Memphis Grizzlies first quarter at plus 188. They beat the Warriors 6 in a row in the first quarter, getting almost 2-1 on your money. I thought there was pretty good value there, and that's why I said it on the betting tool show. But yeah, they were leading at that point too, so that paid off. But we have that. We've got Major League Baseball, all the teams in action today after yesterday when Brian and I both ridiculed for taking the Pirates and the Reds, right? So,
correct.
Yesterday was kind of like a pay the piper day, I thought, in baseball. I got hammered on my Seattle pick. I just got crushed by the Phillies in that game. I knew I was in trouble early, so it was one of those games where it was like, put it this way. I knew I was dead like 2 minutes into the game before anyone even got a hit. But then when Philly got the home run to start the first home run, I immediately Googled, how many times does the team that score first win? That was what I Googled. I Googled it. That's exactly what I did. How many times in baseball does the team that scores first win? That's I knew it's just to cement my death. Just because I knew it was I knew it wasn't going to be pretty. I didn't realize it was 70%.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Did not know that.
No wonder Romanelli gets upset when he gets down 1-0, right?
It's 70%. It's crazy, right? It's not a comeback sport. It's like that's why what they said is Bill James, sabermetrics. They said that's why his strategy is get him as early as you can. Come out firing. Don't play your lineups and your pitchers and stuff to the guys that, to your closer, being your best guy. You want the guy right out of the gate, you want to start strong because 70% of the time, if you score first, you're going to win, which is crazy, right? It's just crazy. Because it just seems like it's not the case, right? That we see these 1-0 games and the other team comes back. But you got to remember, there's 2,600 games in a year. So, even 30% of those is a tremendous amount of games. We're talking, 750 times a year. The team that doesn't score first wins. So it is a tremendous amount of times as well. But yeah, let's start off with some quick math. First thing in the morning, nothing more fun than that. A little surprised by that number, Chris?
You know what? Yes and no, because like you said, you want to get off to a hot start, but at the same time, how many pitchers do we rely on to go 6-7 innings in a game, really only score, allow one run and just get no support? So
well, it's actually, I'm sorry, it's 66.4%. 66.4 is the number, so it's not 70.
Still a decent number. 2 out of 3 times, not bad.
Yeah. But anyways, they did this over a survey of 377,340 games over 146 years. But since 2009, it's 66.4. So nuts. Anyways, we got the NBA on tap here first. And let's take a look at these games. We got the Heat taking on the 76ers. So interesting series so far. The 76ers won the last 2 games. The Heat won the first 2 games. Joel Embiid was played for the Sixers in the last 2 games. He'll be playing tonight. But the first 2 games were also in Miami. The second 2 games were in Philly. There's a lot of other factors besides just him playing. Chris, what are you thinking with this game?
Yeah, I was kind of beat up with the Heat in Game 4. It was really just Philadelphia just sort of imposing themselves on the Heat, but the Heat, they kept getting close and close and really never got over the hump. But I think at home in Game 5, where they've clearly played their best so far this postseason, I've got to go back to the Heat. I'm going to go back to the well. I'm a glutton for punishment here. And I just think this is a spot where the Heat step up, put the pressure back on the Sixers to go back home and win a game and take Game 5, take a 3-2 series lead.
Brian?
Yeah, as far as free picks go, I'm going to take the Miami Heat first quarter, -134, -135. I'm going to take Joel Embiid under 25.5 points, but I'm going to take James Harden over the 20.5. So I like those 2-player props and then the first quarter Heat.
Yeah, I like the Heat first quarter as well. 7 in a row over the Sixers in the first quarter. And to me, that's the strongest bet. But the Sixers have led at the half in every one of these games, too. I don't think the Sixers are in the driver's seat. You're never in the driver's seat if the series is even up and you're playing in the other team's building. You need to win this game. The winner of this game, because now a 3 out of 5, it's 2 out of 3, right? Is what this series is. So it's like whoever wins tonight is in the driver's seat. There's no one in the driver's seat right now, I'd say. But we got the Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks. Now we got a 6-point line in this game. We've seen this series kind of bounce around as far as the way the numbers go. And, we've seen pick-em games and 1-point games. And, we've got a series that's 2-2 also at, the road team with all the momentum. But I don't have the same feeling about this game the way that we do about the Miami Sixers game. At least I don't feel it. Maybe you guys do, where, a lot of people looking at Dallas to come in here and bust up the Suns. The way people are talking, the Sixers are going to, go in there and pound the Heat in Miami, something that they really haven't done much of. Chris, what do you think of this one?
Yeah, I'm looking at Phoenix's team total over here. You look at how they've been performing at home over the course of the playoffs so far. They started out with 100. They were hanging out in the 110s in each of their home games against the Pelicans, and then now in their first 2 home games in this series against Dallas, they've averaged 125 points a game. We've just seen Phoenix really step it up at home, and Dallas was able to control the pace of play, but they were doing that at home, where they've done that pretty much all season long. And I think going back to Phoenix, the Suns are going to feed off the home fans. I like Phoenix's team total over, and I like Chris Paul over 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists at home. In the playoffs, he's putting up over 23 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds. Should get us well into the 30s in that range.
Any tough names to pronounce on these teams that you want to just show off your linguistics on here for us? Because as much as Brian can butcher names, Chris actually can nail them. Brian can't get the Spanish pronunciations out too well. He struggles with the Castillos of the world, but
yep.
I don't know.
And and the silent S. The silent S is a killer. it's the silent killer. The S, Illinois.
Those are tough. Those are tough sometimes. But no, the only one I can think of is Boban Marjanovic for Dallas. But I'm sure I'll come up with.
Brian and I could have murdered that one. Just give us a shot at it.
Doing the soccer show with Goran, I'll tell you, I'm having to learn how to pronounce Turkish soccer team names, and it's like I'm sitting there like, holy crap, did someone just throw out a bag of Scrabble tiles to put this team name together? And it's just like, wow.
Anyways, Brian, what do you think of this one?
Yeah, for me, I think the magic formula for the Dallas Mavericks was turning up their defense. They held the Phoenix Suns to 101 and 94 points in Game 3. So I think to win this game or to have a chance, they need to keep on playing the solid defense. Suns already one of the league leaders in defensive play. So I like the under 213 in tonight's game.
I like Dallas. I think it's going to be a closer game than people think. And I think we've seen it from Dallas this season. They'll D it up when they need to. But Suns clearly were the best team this season. Clearly. But anyways, Chris, what are you selling today over at Pick Dogs?
Well, I got my 30-star MLB triple play, my 3 favorite MLB plays on the board. I left for $39.95. And also, if anyone has a long-term subscription, if you hop on long-term, I also have my best bet from the NHL in there tonight. And you can also pair me up with someone else, part of the 2-for-1 capper deal. Got great cappers on the leaderboard over at Pick Dogs.
How about you, Brian?
Well, I'm trying to get 6 straight winning days today. I got my Gone Streaking 3-pack. It includes 2 NBA best bets, my Major League Baseball best bet. Now, if you want my standalone best MLB dog of the day, I got a Tuesday special, just $15 guaranteed for my best dog of the day in baseball.
Nice. I got my MLB 3-pack out there. I also have my $15 big play, which my winning streak ended yesterday. I had Seattle against Philly. They got absolutely wrecked in that game. I was like, as soon as I put it in, I was like, man, I should have gotten just right back on Arizona, And I knew that, before it started. It was one of those ones where it's like I had it, and I was kind of like, I'm gonna ride it out. I had it. I felt good about it. I still liked my chances there, and I still liked it as a premium play. I bet it, personally. But by the time the game went off, I really was digging on Arizona. I really was. Marlins just in the favorite role on the road, in the favorite role in general. They have not won in about 150 years. I mean, it's an issue, But speaking about the favorite role, we've got the Oakland Athletics at home, but on the road in Detroit. I love when they do this. They don't go into the other team's dugout, though, right? They just bat second.
I think they just switch spots.
They don't go in the other clubhouse and steal their stuff out of their lockers and make themselves at home. It's like they one sheet them on the toilet paper. It's like, what the hell? Every time Oakland takes our clubhouse, they one sheet us. It's like you go in there. It's like there's, it's like short sheeted me.
I just imagine Miguel Cabrera walking over to his locker and go, what the hell is this?
It's like everyone's been short sheeted. Right? It's like. Oh man, but we got the A's and the Tigers at the A's, Frankie Montas and Tarek Skubal, and then we've got the A's at the Tigers. It's a long road trip for one day, but they're gonna do it. It's for the fans. Gonna do the double. Boy, the Tigers just suck. I mean, they just suck. It's just terrible, right? I mean, like, how bad can this team be? They
started slow last year. Remember, they picked it up. I don't know. It was at the All-Star break, but they had a slow first half last season.
They're just terrible. And then we got the rematch in Pittsburgh. We got the Pirates hosting the Dodgers. It was all Pirates last night. Even when it was 0-0, it was still all Pirates. They had all the scoring chances. The Dodgers, like I said in my video the day before, and people were like, oh, whatever. It's like they squoze all those games in over the weekend for them. They had the doubleheader, then they had the other game. They played the night game before they played the Sunday night game, and then it was an earlier start in Pittsburgh. Plus, it's a 3-hour time difference from their regular time zone. Plus, they've been on the road. If there was ever a game that Pittsburgh was going to win, it was that one, But today it's Bryce Wilson. So, Chris, I know you're a big Bryce Wilson guy. What do you think? Muted.
Sorry, I had construction going on outside. I didn't want to.
You guys both have construction going on outside.
Yeah, ever since I moved to this area, I will tell you, it's been absolutely nuts.
Well, that's what you call an up and coming area when you have a lot of construction going on.
We'll go with that, sure. I'm gonna go. I normally don't like doing double headers as premiums, but I really wish I could have went in and put in this game one between Oakland and Detroit as a premium to the under. I think this is just like I don't love the pitching matchup, but I think the offense is going to be so bad that it's actually going to make it look like a pitcher's duel. You look at what Detroit's done in their last 10; they scored 2 runs or less in 8 of their last 10. Oakland scoring 2 runs or less in 9 of their last 10, and both teams struggling to hit the opposition's pitcher's hand. You've got Detroit hitting just 199 against righties this season. Oakland 207 against lefties. Or sorry, the other way around.
Something like that.
Something like that. 207. Yeah, I had it right. 199 against righties, 207 against lefties. I think it's just going to be a low scoring battle, and I like the Pirates. I'm going to go back to the well. I think Bryce Wilson keeps them in the game long enough that maybe they're able to squeak out another one. I'm just not laying -230 with Tony Gonsolin.
Does Gordon get on your nerves sometimes, like during the soccer show? You're ever just like, hey man, just zip it,
No comment.
Just wondered about that.
No, Gordon and I get along. He promised to take me out for burgers if I started putting in soccer premium. So I'm like, I'm kind of like, nah, you're trying to tempt me, but I don't know if it's gonna work.
What's the deal like with the soccer show? So it's like you guys do that at what time are the soccer shows?
4:30 Eastern on Monday through Friday, and then 9 a.m. Eastern.
How long does this last?
About half an hour.
Half an hour, and then the weekend it's before our show.
Yes, 9 a.m.
9 a.m. and then that show's a little longer, and that's because there's games on that day. So it's actually like this show where it's like there's gonna be games, and you're in the drive-through where it's just like there's gonna be games they pick. The other one's more just.
Just sort of talking about the games that are happening that day, talking about a smaller card for the next day, live bets the day of.
So showing off your personality. That's
pretty much.
All right.
Good chance watch. To wear a new shirt.
Sounds like a good watch. Brian, what do you think of these 3 games?
I think there's going to be a lot of people making love here to the LA Dodgers up with Gonsolin at -230. Bryce Wilson's not that brutal. Yeah, he's one of my guys, kind of. I think if you take the run line, I really kicked myself for taking the run line yesterday. I left money on the table. But I'm going to do it again today. I'm going to take the Pirates on the run line. I think they can keep it within a run of the Dodgers. I like the Tigers in game 1 with Skubal. Montas off at 7 innings of shutout baseball. So he's pitching good. But I think if the Tigers are going to end that 6-game losing streak, it's going to be game 1 here.
All right. I just put the thumbnail for the soccer show on this show. Anyways, I like the A's in both those games. Why not? I would even lay the run line in both games just to see if I can get some extra on it. And then for the other game, the Dodgers, I just don't trust Bryce Wilson that much. I don't love the other one. I don't like Bryce Wilson so much, but I don't like thinking Gonsolin's that great either. So it's like, it's probably, even though I will be betting against the Dodgers because we all know that's what I do, I just think that I'll probably be a straight avoid on that one. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Anyways, we'll go to our next game. And it is, I lost my page, which makes it hard. All right. Reds and the Brewers. It was all Castillo out there yesterday until he got hit. And then it was, but the Reds bats showing up big time against the Brewers. We've got Freddie Peralta, though, today, so it could be a different story. Then the Yankees and the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are one of those teams that bounce off losses really well. So I think the Yankees are in trouble there, even with Kikuchi. And then Patrick Corbin, I show McGill pitching for the Mets. Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the over, back to the well with the over in Milwaukee, Cincinnati. Freddie Peralta, as much as I like him, as much as he's a strikeout king over the last few years, he hasn't been missing bats as much as he has been this year. And I still don't know really what to make of Hunter Green, and I think that this could be a bit of a higher scoring game, so I like the over in that one. And if I'm getting McGill against the Nationals, I'll take the Mets on the run line. I want no part of Patrick Corbin I know he hasn't been pitching that terribly, but it's always something that just goes wrong for him. Either he gets blown up, or the Nats don't give him enough run support, or a combination of both. They're 0-6 as a team in his starts this year. So give me the Mets on the run line there.
Brian?
Yeah, I think in this grouping of games here, probably my best bet of this grouping is the Toronto Blue Jays plus the 1.5 with Kikuchi on the mound against Severino. Severino's had 2 rough starts in a row. Kikuchi can get hit around at any time, but I just think the Blue Jays, I like their lineup. I think the Yankees seem to be in a funk. They did win yesterday 1-0, but it was another run line cover for the Rangers. And Reds Brewers, I'm going to take a chance with the Reds again, but I'm going to take them on the run line today. Yesterday, just had them on the money line. Hunter Green has a tremendous amount of talent. He hasn't shown it yet. He got blown up in Colorado. But in this one, I think that Peralta has been no prize as well. I think this is a 1-run game. I'll take the Reds plus 1.5.
It's not just it's not just that one game where Hunter Green's been blown up. He's been blown up every single
all year.
Every single game. But the odd thing about him is kind of like Vince, right? You could see the talent is there, right? I mean, you could see the talent's there, but it's like we haven't really seen it executed on a consistent basis. But the thing is, like, he'll strike out like Bryce Harper on 3 pitches or something, right? But it's like that, or Yelich, right? And then the next guy will hit like that. What's Navarro's or whatever will hit like one out of the stadium off of him. So it's like he's a young pitcher and he's going to take his knocks. And I think, most young pitchers, unless your name is Manoah or Kirby, you're going to take your knocks, Kirby's ridiculous, by the way. That's all you can say about that. I like Kirby throws a lot of strikes, man. A lot of strikes. You throw a lot of strikes, you're good in my book. My wife's favorite pitcher was Mark Burley. Quick worker. It's like, we're out of there. 2 hours, 15 minutes, we're home. It's like, still got the salt on my fingers from the pretzel. I'm good. We're out of here.
I still remember when he pitched for Toronto. My friends, we bought tickets for game 2 weeks in advance, and then we saw it was a Burley game. We're like, oh crap! Okay, so we're gonna have to be quick in and out of there.
Yeah, you're gonna have to drink.
It was like 2 hours, 7 minutes, or something like that.
The books aren't showing the Mets on the board because there's that pitching still question mark for the Mets. I think that McGill is named the starter, but he's not. It's not official. Let me see if I see any action on this. I'm starting to see lines on it now. The Circ has a line. DraftKings now has a line on the Mets game, as does Bet Rivers, and Bet365 has a line on the Mets game. So they all have it. Fox Bet New Jersey, all the U.S. books. BetMGM has a line on it as well. So, Chris, how's sports betting in Ontario working out?
It's nice having a bunch of different options for sports books. At one point, any of my Canadians will know we only had something called ProLine up here, which was basically lottery corporation enforced sports gambling. It still gave you an option, and you still had options in offshore books or European books or whatever that would take your business. But the only frustrating thing about having the sports books up here is that we have to have a location services thing, like a software, to make sure that we're in the province of Ontario. And if you have it on your computer, sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah,
so
geolocation software. They have it in Vegas and all across the U.S.
Yeah,
they'll figure it out, and it will only get better. Of course, if you are in Ontario, you can always see all the best sportsbook offers over at PickDogs and SportsChatPlace.com. Go to the Sportsbooks tab. It's one of those things that you're doing it anyway, but it actually helps us a ton if you sign up using our links. So by all means, use it. You get great offers there as well. All this, at least as good offers as you're seeing everywhere else, if not better. So check those out. Anyways, Brian, what do you think of these games?
We already did go over the games.
Oh, you did. Brian's in a betting state. In Pennsylvania, they have the most books. I think they're up there.
Yep. And the location services are always on.
Yep. Pennsylvania was one of the first to go. So it's a mature betting market.
It gets a little annoying when I go to Delaware and I can't use my Pennsylvania, but It's okay. I just need a Delaware book, I guess.
Delaware has
Delaware's not. Is Delaware?
Delaware's
All right.
legal sports betting, but not online. You got to go to like the racetrack. Do it. I like the Blue Jays here against the Yankees. I love betting against the Yankees. The Yankees bats look tamed against the Rangers. They might have won a bunch of those games, but they were like 1-0, 2-1, right? I mean, they were low-scoring games. And even the one that they lost, 4-2. And then
It's pretty bad when you can't score on
got
John Gray.
I like the Mets too. Whoever's pitching against Corbin, I like the way the Mets are playing. But you got to ride the Mets while they're hot, but you got to be ready to jump ship at any given moment because the wheels will fall off the cart for the Mets. It's not if, it's when. Got the Braves against the Red Sox. Man, does this one look tempting, right? Oh my gosh. Then you've got the Twins up against the Astros. It's the young versus the old. It's Joe Ryan versus Justin Verlander in a premier pitching matchup. And St. Louis against Baltimore. This is a battle of the birds, and yeah, that's all we can really say about it.
Who do you see going for the Cardinals?
I got TBD. I got TBD. Chris is always down with TBD.
Yeah, you know me.
Anyways, what do you got in these three, Chris?
I think I'm still leaning towards the Minnesota Twins. I know Justin Verlander's been outstanding, but I'm still not really buying into the Houston Astros offensively. I know they've been playing well, but it's one of those things where they've been winning a lot of low-scoring games, excuse me, basically because of their pitching. And I think that the Minnesota Twins with Joe Ryan, I think he's legit. I think we're getting plus money at home with the Twins, who have been 11-4 at home so far this season. Yeah, I'm on board with that. And I'm looking at the under in that Baltimore-St. Louis game. I think Kyle Bradish can do his best to keep the Cardinals within reach, and for whoever goes for the Cards,
Nobody's pitching.
Nobody's pitching. They're gonna self toss. I still think the Orioles stay under the total.
It's gonna be like this. That's like in high school. Like in high school, the coach would do this with what they call it, the fungo bat, right? You'd have to throw it up and hit.
You know you're not good when your TBD is a minus 160.
Yeah, that's the best one. Is still Minnesota Timberwolves, 99.5% chance of winning, and they lost. It was like, nice. Like,
well, the freaking Phillies were 99 point. I don't know what it was the other night against the Mets. So,
oh man. So you guys do hear that noise? It's like a grinding, right? You guys hear that, or it's me? I didn't want to say anything because yesterday I heard the fan, and
I don't hear it.
Nobody heard it, but there was a grinding noise. I'm not sure what it is. It could be my board. I'm really not sure. We'll have to figure it all out. This will be the last day on this set.
You could hear the gears grinding in my head. Maybe, I don't know.
This will be my last day on using this set, so it'll be a massive set rebuild. I'm gonna probably have white walls for a while, so we'll probably maybe put up a poster. Maybe I'll borrow one of Romanelli's Jackson State flag or something.
I heard Romanelli has his own poster coming out.
Romanelli poster. It's like the George Costanza one from Seinfeld on the couch.
Yeah, where he's laying on the couch with his boxer.
Something
tells me it would sell. Anyways,
someone's saying they're seeing Wainwright pitching on the for the Cardinals.
With that number, that would make sense.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
How about Kyle Wright against Garrett Whitlock in Atlanta? I like Kyle Wright in this one. He's the one Braves pitcher that's really been pitching well, and the Red Sox just have been absolutely terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, but Whitlock's the one Red Sox pitcher that's been pitching well, and last start normally only goes 3-4 innings. Last start he made it to 5. Red Sox are getting desperate. I didn't get a chance to get my picks for me in that time frame. I like Boston maybe one of the better values today. So I guess we're opposed on that one.
I think Whitlock, I think the film is out on him. I think that when we saw him earlier this season, like there wasn't enough body of work for them to chart him out. And I think last game we saw them, he charted out and he kind of got hit. It is a numbers game. You know, baseball is a numbers game. Martin Perez is having a career start to the season. I could see him, if he can keep this up. I know it's only May 10th. I could see him on the All-Star team. Martin Perez up against Brad Keller, another good value guy. Brad Keller is really, really good. Doesn't get a lot of credit because the Royals are so bad. So bad. They could
I'd be willing to bet that Keller makes the All-Star team before Perez does this year.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened on the sound on my videos today, April. I noticed that when I was editing. I was hoping it was just my editing software that made it sound like that. But I'm not really sure. I did not have time to reshoot everything. So I just figured with the graphics and everything that people would get it. I don't know what happened with it, to be honest with you. Like I said, I'm in the process of breaking down my sets and audio and everything. So the next, I don't know, it could be the next month or so it could take to rebuild all this stuff. You'll see I'll be up against a white wall or something. I'm not really sure. We'll figure it out. We always do, right? So, you know, and even my other videos will be like the style that you see like Jovan's videos where I'm just a little person in the corner and then, you know, the graphics will be on the screen. So, anyways, nerdy but worthy. Still, after Rod hasn't been on this show in 5 months, still can't figure it out, but his premium picks have been there, and he's on the drive-through at night and stuff. I don't know, man. It's like, what happened? You know, it's like so disrespectful to the people that are here. I can't even mention it. I can't even begin to say it. You know, it's like, screw the people that are here that are doing the work. Let's talk.
Well, the best way to support Rod is to go buy his.
Go buy his picks. Yeah, I mean, if you love Rod's picks, right? Well, he's got them, and I'm sure they're way reasonably priced. So I'm missing it, you know. I'm completely missing it. Anyways, I just think it's super disrespectful. I don't go on other people's shows and ask where this person is or that person is or any of that stuff when there's people on there that are working, that are doing the work. You know, it's just super disrespectful. It's like, and that's why we block people that do that. Right? They're no longer allowed to comment at all because we don't want, you know, people like that on our shows. Anyways, that's all I'm going to say about it. Did you do these games, Brian? Brad Keller, Perez?
Yep, I gave out my pick on the Boston Red Sox, and we're ready to go to the next grouping of games.
White Sox, Guardians, Angels, Rays, Padres, Cubs. Ruffalo, what do you think?
Yeah, I think the only one in this one I like are the Tampa Bay Rays and the money line. I know the Angels swinging a hot bat right now, but I don't necessarily consider myself a Reed Detmers fan. And Corey Kluber's been pitching pretty well, and the Rays hitting lefties at a 261 clip this season, 4.12 runs per 9 innings. I just think the Angels have trouble with Kluber in this one, so I like the Rays on the money line.
How about you, Brian?
Well, the White Sox are a bunch of bums yesterday. But I think I'm going to play them again. Maybe I'm
all the same issues that I've been discussing all year. You know,
it's just a slight lean to the White Sox on the run line today. I like Giolito. He hasn't been lights out this year, but maybe I'm stupid for taking the White Sox. But I'm just going to lean towards Chicago on the run line today. I got to believe they're going to get it done at home. I think they're much better than Cleveland. And then the other game, my brain says to take the Tampa Bay Rays, but Corey Kluber has been fantastic. But the Angels have swung hot bats. Kind of my team out in the West Coast. Reed Detmers has been subpar, but he's got the talent. I'm going to take the Angels here, light money, with no juice here at home.
I don't know. I don't agree with any of the things that Brian says. I like the Padres with Clevenger for sure. He looked really good in his comeback game. It was 4.2 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs. Pretty typical for him. They got the win. That's all that really matters.
I think that was a shocker last night. I never would have thought the Cubs could beat the Padres after Sunday Night Baseball flying to it.
Just trounced.
Crazy.
Just trounced.
It's crazy.
Trounced.
I'd never guessed.
Trounced. Mackenzie Gore, the full Monty. It was the full Monty. It was Mackenzie Gore. It was Hendricks on the road. It was just everything, you know. Yeah, Swears got crushed. Pirates, the Pirates, the Yankees run line. It started ugly and got worse.
They'll be back on it today, though. They'll be back on the Dodgers.
Oh, humping up on the Dodgers Yankees run line. Right? Just got crushed yesterday. Woodshedded. Still probably talking about it. The Dodgers were minus 140 laying a run and a half yesterday. Madison Bumgarner back on the hill after the incident. His first time back since being thrown out of last game for the umpire was fondling his hands. It was kind of another Seinfeld episode. Best hands. Robbie Ray takes on Aaron Nola in Seattle. Man, the Seattle just lifeless yesterday. They've had some chances, just could not take advantage of them. And then the Giants and the Rockies in a game that, I don't know, that was a really boring watch. I turned it off. I did. Turned it off. I normally just leave the baseball games running on all the TVs and stuff on top. And I tell you, I wasn't even, I was watching something else. I was watching Better Call Saul on the regular TV. And I had the Giants. I got up, I turned it off. That's how bad it was. Not even fun for me. Chris, what do you think of these three?
I mean, I like a couple of overs in this part of the schedule. I like Philadelphia and Seattle to go over. 7 runs is just a low total. I know these are supposed to be 2 staff aces in Aaron Nola and Robbie Ray, but I still don't know really what to make of Aaron Nola. He's always the 1 or 1A with Zach Wheeler, but then doesn't necessarily get the results to show for it. I think he's 1-4 when the team starts this year for the Phillies, and Robbie Ray, he is the reigning Cy Young winner, but he's capable of getting blown up. I've seen it too many times to count, and I think this one gets closer to 8 or 9 runs, even if the bullpens help us out. And I'm going to go with the over in Colorado, San Francisco. The Rockies 4-1 and Senzatella's 5 starts as a team, but that one start that they lost was on the road where Senzatella allowed 5 runs in 5 innings. He gave up 13 runs to the Tigers in that game. And Alex Wood allowing 8 runs in his last 2 starts. I think it's over 8 2/3. So I think we have a bit of a more entertaining game than we did yesterday.
All right. Brian?
Yep, the only one that time frame, I believe, is the Seattle Mariners. Yesterday, like the Phillies, but I think today's the right day to take the Mariners. Phillies, they might have scored 9 yesterday, but their bats fall asleep at times, and Seattle isn't as bad as they looked yesterday in the field, lifeless. I think Seattle comes back and gets a win. You never know when Nola's going to have that blow-up inning. I like Seattle.
Yeah, I just don't have a lot of faith in Seattle. Not just yesterday's game, but just in general. 2-8 in their last 10. Crawford's been out, and while he's not a star of star players, boy, they certainly have been lousy without him. Like I said, San Francisco against Colorado. I could see the value here being on Colorado. Senzatella, I could easily have like a tour bus or something with money I've lost on Senzatella over the years. He's that type of guy. Bumgarner just doesn't seem to be the same guy that he used to be either, but the Diamondbacks just look like a machine right now. They are absolutely rolling. Rolling. So getting them as a home dog, it's tough to get me off of them. I think Bumgarner also, he's one of those guys that's nasty, so it's like he comes back from an ejection, so now he's basically had 10 days off. He only pitched 1 inning in that game before he got ejected for getting his hands fondled. It was odd, right? It was super odd. It was definitely the oddest ejection I've seen. It's like he walked over to the sideline. They checked the hands and the glove, and the guy's like looking at Bumgarner in the face while he's checking his hands.
Maybe he was hitting on him.
That's what I think. Bumgarner was yelling at him. He really didn't. He got thrown out of the game. He wanted a piece of him. You want a piece of me? So weird, man. Just weird. Anyways, we got NHL today. We got Chris Ruffalo, a puck dogger. We'll have him ask him what he's thinking in today's NHL action. What any of these 4 games that are going on. I couldn't even tell you what's going on in any of these series, but I just been going off the betting tools.
Yeah. The homer in me, and I'm going to stick with the homer in me. I'm going to take Toronto on the money line. It's just these two teams have traded wins all season long, back and forth and back and forth. And I think Toronto gets back on track at home. Jack Campbell got pulled in Game 4, and I think he's a little bit ticked off. And I think we're going to see an inspired effort from Toronto. This isn't the same Toronto team that would just fold after getting humiliated. I think they're tired of losing. I think they want to come out and put a good effort tonight, because you don't want to go down 3-2 to Tampa. So, and then have to play in Tampa in Game 6. And I like the St. Louis Blues. I think they flipped a switch in Game 4. I think we're getting some value with the Blues at plus money. I think going back to Jordan Binnington has been a key for St. Louis, and I think they can go on the road and steal a win, try to close out the series at home in Game 6. So those are 2 I really like as free plays in this slate.
How about Edmonton here, minus the 220? The Kings 0-4 straight up follow as dogs following a win, but Edmonton not a team to be trusted on the puck line at home. 20-23 on the puck line at home this season. Look at these totals, man. The hockey totals are like higher than the baseball totals now, right? You see the baseball totals, they got on that in a hurry, right? The books, it's like, wait a minute, the scores of the game are half of what they used to be. It's like, we better get on this fast. But in the NHL, it's the opposite direction that these are going.
It's been abnormally high scoring for a first round of a playoffs. I know playoff hockey is a different animal, but for whatever reason, this year's games have been really high scoring. I mean, Toronto and Tampa Bay have gone to the over, I think, in all 4 games so far, and they've all been like high scoring blowouts. But that Oilers game, I was on the Oilers in Game 4 because they had blown out the Kings in back-to-back games. The Kings come back with a 4-0 shutout. I think that game might end up going under the total. I went back and forth on it, but I think it's going to go under, because I think it's just going to be a hard-hitting series.
What's the series at? Like, what are these series
2-2.
Are they all 2-2? I think
all these series are 2-2.
They're all 2-2, right? I saw that on ESPN. I was looking at the scores.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
And watching the last 5-6 minutes of that game, these 2 teams really are starting to hate each other, like bad. And I think there's going to be a lot of penalties, a lot of fighting. That's your kind of hockey you like to watch. Tune into this game at 10 Eastern, because I think it's going to be physical.
How about this one in Toronto? Like that, you like the Leafs. You got 2 teams similar colors here. Both of them blue and white. Usually that makes for chaos. What do you think? Usually,
but they've been doing a pretty good job at navigating the Jersey conundrum. But getting Tampa Bay with plus money is always a hard thing to pass up, because they're the 2-time defending champions. But something just tells me Toronto comes back out and wins. Like I said, if you had given me the Leafs of the last few years, that were playing Boston and Washington in the first round and stuff like that, they would have probably folded after getting humiliated. But I said that this Leafs team is tired of hearing that they haven't made it out of the first round since 2004, and they're getting tired of losing. And I think they want to win this series really bad. So I think they come back tonight with a vengeance.
So we've yet to see the best humiliation yet of the Maple Leafs. Brian, anything on these hockey games?
I was looking at those games, and at first I was thinking about taking the Oilers on the puck line because they've bounced back both times that they've lost to the Kings and taken the Kings to the woodshed. But I think the Kings build off that last win. I'm going to take them on the puck line today. I think it's a 1-goal game, physical, like Chris said. I wouldn't be surprised if it went to overtime, and you're not laying too much juice on the puck line.
All right. That's the only game you care about?
Yeah, a slight lean here to the Boston Bruins. It's just something tells me that Carolina is just going to kick the crap out of them today. But it's, to me, Boston's got some momentum back after being at home. I think they have a chance to knock off Carolina here. Just a very small lead.
Looking for the lucky penny, but I don't know where it even is. So
Good. I don't like it.
we know. Let's see. Yep, we got to do Toronto, Tampa Bay. Ruffalo in luck there with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Scare me a little bit.
All right, any parlays, player props, good news, whatever?
I got a parlay ready to go. I got the Dallas Mavericks, Phoenix Suns under the 213. Team that up with the Seattle Mariners on the money line and round it out with the Toronto Blue Jays plus the 1.5.
Wow, Brian was kind of aggressive there with his 3-team parlays. Like I barely even got the word parlay out of my mouth. Like, it's like it's kind of a little spaz attack there, kind of like whoa. All right, home run prop, nothing. Chris, any parlays for us?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Phoenix Suns team total over. I'm gonna go with the Tampa Bay Rays and the money line, and the Colorado and San Francisco game over 7.5.
I'm going with the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm going to parlay them up with the Cleveland Guardians and the Colorado Rockies. And I like Manny Machado to hit a home run. Same prop I gave out yesterday. Didn't happen. All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. It was fun. We enjoyed it. Good times. We'll see you guys on the Premium Pick show immediately following and the VIP show immediately after that. Make it a winning day. We appreciate each and every one of you. Be sure to smash that like button. I'm going to try like crazy to act more professional tomorrow.